Hey guys, today we're just going to do a short little tutorial of some tricks for resin. I found these really cute little post earring molds, and I've learned that you can't just pour resin into tiny crevices. Otherwise you get bubbles. Like these earrings I made, you can see the bubbles there. This one, it's a little harder to see, but you can kind of see his fin there is missing a piece. So what I do is I usually use this tool. It's just a pointy metal tool. Now, one disclaimer for this is that you can scrape silicone. So if you push down too hard or anything like that, it could mess up your mold. So if you're hesitant on that, you can always use the silicone tools that you can buy kits with these kinds of things, or just a toothpick. A toothpick would work too. This too can scratch, but not as bad as the metal. So let's see. On top of using it for this, if you make your own mold, so I made my own mold of this little frog guy, and sometimes if I don't manually feed the resin into like where the eyeballs are, the eyeball won't come out. So you can use it for that. I don't know if you can see in there. There's a little bubble there. So what I'll do is I will take resin with the point and then feed it in there until it fills, and then make sure that there's no bubble before I start adding more resin to it. I've already made the smallest amount of resin, smallest amount of measured resin that I can make. I poured just a little bit into another container because obviously this isn't going to take a whole lot. And then I added some blue color to it. This process is how I made the two-toned shark. So I'm going to make these into earrings. I'm pretty excited about it because I really like sharks. But I figured I'd share the process. Let me see if I can zoom in without it going blurry. Okay. So what I usually do is I will take some on the end. You see how it's kind of droplets on the end there, and then I will drop it into the widest area, and then I'll work it into the corners. Now, one droplet for this size mold will go pretty far. I just don't like it when you pour directly into something like this. It doesn't always reach the crevices. Then you either have not complete color or a bubble, an air pocket. So I'll just keep picking up bubbles and then filling up where it's got to go. And when you start, with me going like this, it's creating a path for the liquid to go. I don't know if you can see the path there. So I'll just keep feeding it in there. Go ahead and finish this one. And then I'll show you an end result. It'll be a different mold, but I'll show you kind of the end result for when it hardens. Another thing, if you... Okay. There. I don't know if you can see it. It is kind of the same color. But you see how I've made sure there's no There's no bubbles or missing spots or anything like that. If you go a little bit at a time, it's less likely to have a bubble. Okay, so this one, I did the same process. I just did different colors. I did some sparkle up there. What I'm going to do is probably fill the outside line. There's an extra crevice on the outside. Probably going to fill that with a different color because I'm going to over pour it with black. That way, or a darker gray anyways. That way you can still see the eyes, the mouth, and the antenna. Because if I just dump a bunch of gray in there, then the antenna is going to be lost, and I kind of like those. I think they're cute. If you find, like for this, obviously I have a bunch of extra. Let me zoom out a little. I have a bunch of extra. So what I'll do for that, like if, say I wanted to use this to fill the outside of this, what I'll do is I'll just add a darker color. I'll add some black into it to darken it up. That way I'm not wasting any resin. And then after you do the two-tone, I already showed you what that looks like. I think I have another mold. Yes. So you could do the same process for these kinds of molds. So just fill in the base with one color, and then I would still use something like this for the inner lines here, otherwise those will get lost. But fill that in with one color, and then after that sets, you can fill the top, and then you'll be able to see the letters through the top layer. And I realize that probably most people don't do that. I mean, you can use what is it? You can use the powder, the mica powder, and paint on here to get the letters to come out, but sometimes that doesn't come out clean, and sometimes it floats and blah blah blah. This way it'll actually, the resin will stay where it needs to stay, and it helps for bigger projects to make sure that there aren't any bubbles in tiny spots. Another thing before I let you go, because that was basically all I needed to show you, I wanted to show you what I made. And of course I lost it now. Oh, here it is. So anytime I have a big project and I have leftover resin, I always say don't throw away resin. I have a pyramid mold, and I just threw all the extra resin into the pyramid. I had no clue what it was going to look like, but I think it turned out really pretty with all the different layers. So don't ever throw away extra resin. I mean, maybe something like this you could just let harden and then pop it out. It'll be easier to pop out. But if it's a larger amount, find a big mold. I think this was the mold here, that you're not going to use on a regular basis, and just chuck it in there. And then you'll have some beautiful chaos. But that's it. I just wanted to show you some techniques that I figured out because I was sick of getting bubbles and missing parts to either jewelry or little figurines that I was making. I'm going to make these into frog dangle earrings. I'm pretty excited about that. But if I didn't manually feed it into the hole where the eyeball is, half the time I was just missing an eye, and that's no fun. So I hope you guys have a nice spring, and I'm hoping to upload some more videos. I kind of had some stuff that I need to take care of, so I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.